Welcome to Getting Real with Real Estate with Danielle Kempf and Jim Kempf, St. Louis's favorite father-daughter real estate team. Your source of real estate information in the greater St. Louis area.
Okay, so real quick, I love how Jim has his paper and highlight and pen notes out. And out of screen right here, you can't see it, but I have my computer with a PowerPoint with all my notes on it. I think that just shows our difference here.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's just, I guess, the old school
The
coming out.
generational thing.
That's why we're a good team, I guess.
Why it works out well for us.
I got somebody learns. She runs the computer, and I print.
What do you do?
I print stuff off and highlight it. Hey, what can I say?
Stuck in your ways.
It's hard to teach an old dog new tricks.
Yeah, I guess. Okay. And something
Right on.
else, I got a question. So you said it's hard to teach an old dog new tricks, but I got a question because you said hard and that triggered my question for the day.
What's the question for the day?
People want to know, like people ask us, like, really, how hard is it to sell a house?
Well, I would say the answer to that question, Danielle, it's a very deep question. Have to give that some thought. But I'd say selling a house is easy, but it's not simple. How's that for an answer?
I understand what you mean by that, but explain to other people. So I don't think our audience understands what that means. What do you mean by that?
So selling a house is easy, really. I mean, you could probably train a monkey to sell a house. But
you have a contract that tells you exactly what you need to do.
Well, you'd have to train a monkey how to write. But yeah, it's easy. Usually, quite frankly, guys, like as a real estate agent, we don't really sell houses, right?
No.
The house sells the house. I mean, I've said that a million times. A lot of people don't understand that. They think that doesn't make sense. But the honest to God truth is, the house sells the house. When you have a buyer walk into a house, usually within the first couple of minutes, they know if they love that house or they hate the house. It's pretty cut and dried. And when they find the one they really like, bam, it's done.
They
so
know.
it's easy to sell a house, I think, personally.
Yeah.
I would say it's not simple because there's just a lot of moving parts
There are.
selling a house.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
How many different, I mean, think about it. You got, obviously, hopefully a real estate agent involved, right? You got buyers, you got sellers, you got
the other agent
the
involved
other
in
agent,
it.
you got appraisers, you got loan officers, you got title companies, you got, whatever
Inspectors.
else. Inspectors, photographers. I mean, there's all kinds of different people.
We're at 9 people. But yeah, there's like 10 plus people involved in any transaction.
Yeah, so it's a lot of stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's kind of broaching into what we're talking about today, right? The for sale by owner strategies, right? Or how a lot of people want to sell their house by owner because they think it's pretty easy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what's the main reason people want to sell by owner? What do you think that is, the main reason?
The main one I hear is commission. They don't want to pay commission. It's simple enough. They're going to save a few bucks. They can do it on their own. And you can do it on your own and save a few bucks. You don't have to hire someone else to do it for you. And the main one we hear, I think most of the time, is they don't want to pay out commission.
That's always it. 100.
Well, it's always money.
Almost 100%. It comes down to the money.
Money
So
is like 90% of what it comes down to.
So it's the commission. And here, there's no doubt. I mean, commission is a substantial part of the cost of selling a house. There's no doubt about it. It just is. And I get it when people want to. I mean, here I'm a tightwad myself, right? I want to save as much money as I can most of the time, but you know what I mean. Everybody wants to do that.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with it.
And like Jim said,
but
it's easy to sell a house. You take a few
right.
photos, you put it online, and
Right.
eventually people come to you and you get it sold.
Right. So I think today kind of what we want to talk about is all the folks, like who are out there who are considering or maybe already have your house on the market for sale by owner. Mm-hmm. We just want to give you a little different perspective, or at least give you our perspective on, kind of how that process works and why it actually might be costing you more money in the long run by not using an agent.
Yep.
Than you may think, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because just the commission's one thing, no doubt, right? That's big.
That's one thing. Yep.
But just as an example, let's just start with this. So about 86% of buyers use a real estate agent to help them buy the house, right?
Correct.
So that's the vast majority, right?
That's like National Association of Realtors, I think.
Yeah.
One of their statistics.
Yep. So if I've got my house for sale by owner, I got the for sale sign in the yard, the little red and white one with my phone number on it, right? Hopefully people can read it. And another, if the buyer says, well, hey, I'm going to bring my agent involved, guess what? I'm already paying half the commission anyway.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you're paying
because they're going to want
2%,
they're going to want to be
2.5
taken care of, and I mean, I guess a lot of people will think, well, I just won't pay commission, and the buyer can pay his own agent the commission. Well, and that might work, I think. But the problem then is going to be the buyer's going to go, well, heck, if I got to pay my agent, then I'm going to give the guy less for the house.
Yeah.
So in the end, that's about as broad as is long, I think. Does that make sense?
That makes
sense.
sense.
I kind of, so I think you got two, a couple issues there. But why would you maybe hire a listing agent? What's kind of some of the things that a listing agent can help you with that maybe a for sale by owner doesn't have access to?
Yeah.
What's the most important thing you think?
Marketing is, I think, the biggest thing because, like Jim said, the home sells itself. All we're here to do is to market the home. So we're here to make the home look good. So we're going to get professional photos done. We're going to help market it to the neighborhood online. It's going to go, so when you do for sale by owner, there's Zillow, Fizbo.com. There's a handful of different websites out there that you can do for sale by owner, or you can just put the yard and the sign and see what happens.
And everybody takes pictures with this?
Everyone takes pictures with their phone. And
they look okay.
They're okay, but as an agent, we're going to get professional photography done of the home. We're going to make it look as good as possible because when you're online, that's your first impression. And first impressions are everything. 100%. And when we post to the multiple listing service, it goes out to all the Zillows and the Realtor.com and the Redfins and Nextdoor, I think they have some houses.
Homes.com.
And any website out there that shows you homes on our websites, agents' websites, it's going to go out there. So you get more internet exposure when you work with an agent who has access to the multiple listing service.
Yeah, and I read something where so Fizbo's their main areas that they market the homes to are the neighbors and their family, and maybe a little bit on their social media, right? So they put it on Facebook. So and no doubt some of that works, right? Yeah. I mean, but when you think about what Danielle just mentioned, the power of everybody looks online for their homes, right? That's the first place. That's 99.9%, whatever. So what we try to do then is to cast a wide net around all the potential buyers so everybody that's out looking can see your house. And that's really, I think, the benefit that's one benefit that an agent can, I think, provide you. And by doing that, you get more exposure and then obviously more interest, the possibility of more contracts, more offers, all that kind of stuff leads together and potentially selling your house for more money. Right?
Yeah, and I'm going to touch on something real quick. One of the statistics I found was from the National Association of Realtors, and they found that for sale by owner, so everyone who sold for sale by owner, 28% of them who sold their home sold it to a friend, relative, or a neighbor. So like Jim just said, that's your general market right there. Is 28% of the consumers out there. Yeah. Compared to how many people are on the internet.
Yeah, I think that's a big deal. And I think you're probably going to get, well, statistics show you get better money by hiring a realtor. I mean, that is what it is. But yeah, I mean, that's a very valid point. I think the other thing that an agent can do for a seller is to be able to, because we've got access to all the real sales, right? We've got access to everything that's sold in your neighborhood. To be able to do comparable sales analysis that really show you what the value of your house is. And the other thing I think that we can bring to the table is coming into someone's house and helping them with, what to do to prep for sale that can, again, kind of help with the bottom line. So I think between the two of those things, a seller, like if I'm a seller, I'm looking, well, here, I'll get just a...
But wouldn't you say the seller is I interrupted you, but wouldn't you say the seller is the neighborhood expert because they're the ones that live there?
Well, they know, they know what the neighbor's house sold for, at least they think they do.
Yeah.
Right? And I mean, yeah, I guess they probably keep track of what's going on in their neighborhood, but they don't know all the sales that affect that area, I don't think.
True, yeah.
I've never really, I mean, I don't know. I guess you've talked to some neighbors and, as we've done our business over the years, you talk to neighbors and they seem to really know their neighborhood pretty well. But when when you're able to pull the data that we can pull, I don't think people see the full picture by themselves. That's my opinion, of course. I'm a little biased, obviously. But what was the other thing I was going to say too? Oh, so I was going to share a story, right?
Time.
I have a client, and I say it's my client. Danielle will know who I'm talking about. So it's a.
I'm not going to comment. No comment.
To protect the innocent. But anyway, so my particular client loves to look at Redfin, right? So she. Well, I gave half of it away right there. Anyway, my client, love her to death, but she likes to look on Redfin, and Redfin has it shows you what the average price per square foot is in the area that you're looking at. But that's all that, and she thinks that's gospel, right? But then when I actually go into a neighborhood and look, say a house we're looking to buy, I can really tell what the real numbers are, right? Where
Understood.
Redfin just has. And I don't know where they get it exactly, just to be quite honest, but it's never correct. And the other thing, I guess, too, is that it's a great number if you're just looking at it on the surface, but it doesn't tell you everything. Like you might be comparing, for example, if you pick an area like Kirkwood, okay? Kirkwood has everything from little 960 square foot little bitty 3-bedroom, 2-bedroom houses.
Yeah.
To a $2 million McMansion right next door, right? Because
a
lot of infill going in those places. So you've got, if you just look at a specific, you don't know from Zillow or Redfin if that's a new construction price per square foot or that little bitty house or something in between.
Some in the middle or just all of them combined. You just never know.
It just combines them all. So you don't really know what it is. And it gets skewed by the new construction. So if you don't know that area. And it's hard for folks to get that kind of detailed information. So I think, again,
And I'll go off that a little bit, too. Like Zillow, everyone loves Zillow. And Zillow, one of the best air quotes, best features on Zillow is the what's my home valuation part.
Oh, yeah, the Zestimate.
The Zestimate. That sounds so fancy. And sometimes it's close to what the actual value should be. Sometimes it's not. But the online ones, they're just, like what Jim said, they're just pulling average price per square foot off recent sales and taking the square footage of that home, and they're just multiplying them together, and there's your answer. Mm-hmm. And sometimes that's close because sometimes the price per square foot matches. But, again, you can't compare the 3-bedroom brick ranch home to a 2-story, $2 million McMansion.
Right.
Those price per square foot are going to be all different. But again, if you take a median of that, multiply it, you have a general number. So Zillow and all of them out there, they have, would you say good baseline, just a starting point? Sometimes have a good starting point.
It's hard to say. Honestly, it's kind of hit or miss sometimes. You can walk into and talk to people. We've done it where we've showed them what the Zillow estimate is, right? We usually talk to them up front about that when we go.
Because people are going to look at it. Buyers are going to look at it online. Other people look at it.
Yeah, we show them, and sometimes that's right on the money. But then, like you said, and they usually have that, such a range. It's such a big range that it's really hard to really say. I mean, is your used car worth $10,000? I could say, hey, my used Altima's worth $10,000, but the range is between 5 and 15. Well, that's not very confident. Right? I mean, that's just not very much confidence there. So anyway, that's different. So I think we're getting
we got very off topic.
A little tangent there, but that's okay.
But
Let's talk about other stuff that maybe a real estate agent can help you with when you're looking at selling by owner.
And that's the time I think it takes too. Like no one realizes how long it actually takes because sometimes we as real estate agents, we're doing a lot of back end stuff. We're helping you contact, the municipal inspection, getting the county out there to take a look at it. We're helping you get in contact with the title company, and we're even helping buyers schedule showings. And if you're doing for sale by owner, that's all your time now. You have to meet the people at the house. You have to show them, answer the phone calls, answer all the questions. It's a time investment, and what is time? Time is money. And
the other thing too, if I can add something to that, is that so you have no idea who's calling you, right?
True.
People call you out of the blue and they want to see your house, and that's great. Hey, it's a showing. I got a showing. Woohoo! So you go run over to the house. It takes you 20 minutes to get there. And then you wait for these people, and they're 15 minutes late. And then they come in and they look at their house. And maybe they like it. And that's great and all. But how do you know they can even afford to buy it?
Yeah.
What
you
about
don't, 'cause they're just a phone
pre-qualified?
call.
What about
There's
a
the phone number.
pre-qualification, right? Do most for sale by owner, most guys or gals who are selling their house, they really don't. They don't know
ask
if
for
these
that?
people are even qualified to buy a house before they ever even take the time to go show them. So that just
Yeah.
adds into the time. So what an agent can do that can help, well, it helps you in a lot of different ways. Like Danielle just mentioned, we take care of all the showings, right? That's done for you.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have that time investment. And everybody's got lives, and why don't you go make you can make money doing something else, I'm sure. So why
During your
spend
day
it?
job.
Yeah.
During your day job. And this is our day job, so let us do what we do best.
Yeah, but we can make sure, and it's not that there might not be a couple people that come through your house that aren't qualified, but most agents, when they show a house, I can guarantee you we do it. Before we show them a house, we know if they're qualified or not to
Yeah.
buy a house, right?
Absolutely.
Because we're asking, hey, are you because if not, we're setting them up with one of our professional, our
Lenders.
mortgage advisors that we do business with. We're helping them to make sure that they're qualified and they're well taken care of on the financial end of it, so that we can make sure they can buy that house and they qualify for the house. So that's just another, I think, benefit that a lot of folks really don't put into that. I mean, yeah, you're saving commission, but man, if you start adding up all these little things,
All the time that you put into it, all the little
it can take a lot.
20 or 10-minute phone calls, 30-minute showings,
Yeah, it takes
everything
a lot.
like that. It takes a lot of time.
And then I'm
And
going to
then-
go.
oh, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm
No, go.
interrupting you.
No,
but
you go.
I was going to go back to, you mentioned the inspections and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And that's a great. There's another thing I think that we do that we can help with, and again, that can be everything from actually going to meet the inspectors, right, which is a big time savings for the
power,
owner as
yeah.
well. But not only that, but when an inspector comes through your house, we talked about that on our one of our podcasts I think before. They're going to find stuff wrong, and typically we know folks that can get you taken care of and help you get those things fixed so you pass.
On
And
the
even-
first time.
Yeah,
Or
and
second
even
time.
and even as you're once you get under contract, the buyer's going to do inspections. They're always going to find stuff too. So you're always going to need contractors or professionals,
Handyman, yeah,
handyman that can
professionals,
help
like you
you.
said.
Yeah, that can help you get your house not only ready, but get any of those items, punch list type items, taken care of while you're under contract. So there's another, I think, big benefit that we can help you with. That again is going to save you time and more than likely save you money, because I can guarantee you if you call, there's certain, we just had a couple clients do this. They called a certain
Big companies.
big plumbing type sort of company, and they charged them out the wazoo for a service that we could have got done for less than
$100.
half, probably a third of what they paid. So just because we have connections of people who do those jobs, and we know they do them well, so they're vetted and they're So anyway, again, I just think just one other little piece of the puzzle there that I think helps the seller, the fit for sale by owner seller, save a little bit of time. Again, it's not all about that, just the commission. No. You got to look at the big picture and really what you end up netting. I'm gonna divert just a little bit too back to when we were talking about running comps and pricing the house, right?
Yeah.
Making sure you price it right, again, to get maximum dollar.
Yeah,
But,
true.
But also to strategically price your house to maybe get a bidding war going too.
Ooh.
So there's something there, I think, that maybe a lot of folks just maybe aren't privy to. We kind of know the market. We've been in this COVID, pre-COVID, post-COVID market, and it's been a different animal.
Yeah.
Right?
Every week, every month's a different animal.
Where it's so I think we can help you to
have that conversation about what to price at. Is it, do you want the home sold quickly? Is it top dollar? Is it whatever it may be, whatever your top goal is in getting the home sold, we can help make that work. And like Jim was saying, we can help get that multiple contracts, multiple showings, tons of interest, just based off the marketing, making it look good. If you can get the municipal inspection done beforehand, it's just one more marketing tool for you. So it's all things you have to do throughout the process, but sometimes you don't know when in the process to do those things.
Yeah.
Like, when do you get an appraisal? When do you do the municipal? It's just, when do you ask for a pre-approval letter from someone? It's just all the little things, the little to-dos through the contract.
Yeah, just knowing the process can help.
Yeah.
It helps save folks time, effort, money, the whole shooting match. So I think those are all good things. What else,
Do you
Dee?
have anything else you want to add?
I do, actually.
Go for it.
So a couple other things, too, like let's talk about disclosures. What do you, so as a seller, what do you and don't you have to disclose when you sell a house? Is there anything you got to disclose?
Do you need to disclose if someone died in your house?
No, you do not, actually.
Do not.
As a matter
I
of
know
fact,
that one.
You don't have to. So there you go.
I don't know if that's going to creep anybody out there or
That is
not,
kinda- that does
but
sound
your
kinda
house
creepy,
might
actually.
be haunted.
Well, it could be.
But you do have to disclose things such as like lead-based paint.
Lead-based paint, that's a federal law.
That is
a lot of people don't know that, right?
Yeah.
Do you have to fill out a seller disclosure or not? I mean,
You don't have to.
What if you don't? Do you expose yourself to some liability? Could.
Good.
So, those are just little things to think about. What God forbid if somebody sold their house, right? By owner or any other way. I mean, maybe they had a bad agent and they didn't tell them how to do it right way. I don't care. But, if you sold it and then, down the road, say someone that bought it comes back to you and said, hey, you didn't disclose
The
X.
mold in the basement because the neighbor told me.
Yeah, whatever, right? So so there's things there that you gotta protect yourself,
Yep.
and we, I think, again, can kind of help you with that part, and help you again save time, effort, money, and the whole deal. So, So what else, Danielle? What other topics did we want to talk about?
What else do you have?
What do you
here?
got on your computer? I'm
On my
looking
computer?
through my highlighted notes here as we're talking.
We hit on the most of mine. My
think
notes
we got
were
most
mainly
of it.
like, why do people sell for sale by owner? And we talked, it's usually 90% of the time it's money. It's whether it's commission or that you have complete control of what you list the home at, or you're motivated to sell top dollar. Well, we're also motivated to help you sell top dollar.
Oh, 100%.
If we could get you at more money, that's more for you, more for us.
Absolutely.
So
It
we're
works
we're
both
on
ways.
your team as most agents, us especially. I'll throw that little pitch out there. We're here for you. Well, you gotta. We're here for you. We're here to help our clients. We work for our clients. We don't get paid until you get paid.
That's what you just took the words right out of my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. So I mean, there's a lot of upfront costs that we cover for you, right? Danielle talked about professional photography, the marketing, all that kind of stuff. We take care of all that stuff,
Yeah.
and we don't get a check till after you get a check.
Yeah.
And we want your check to be as big as possible because I'm not afraid to say it. I want my checks to be as big as possible too. We are on the same team.
Yes.
So for anybody out there that's considering, selling by owner, man, we'd love to just have a conversation
Yeah.
with anybody, or if you know anybody, have them just give us a call. And if they want to sell by owner, you know what, we're still happy to chat and
answer
maybe
some questions for them.
maybe give them a couple pointers or whatever. Happy to do that. But we really do believe, and I mean, I think we got a pretty good track record of making sure that folks, number one, have a good experience, and we try to take a lot of that stress and headache and agony and all that stuff away. And I think if you go through and add up the savings and hopefully maybe more, what we can get you more than you might have gotten,
Yeah.
your net, if you think about your net, I think would be the way to go for most folks.
I agree.
Yeah.
Right there.
All right.
That's a
Well,
good way to end it.
I like it. See ya.
You've been listening to Getting Real with Real Estate with the Kempf team. Have questions about real estate or something you'd like to discuss? Contact the Kempf team at 314-336-1926 or visit our Facebook page at facebook.com/the Kempf team. Don't want to miss any episodes? Follow us on your favorite podcast app or YouTube. The Kempf team. Real, honest real estate.